Good evening, is really a choice, and we are all capable of loving ourselves. No matter where you are in life, no matter what you're doing, no matter what you're feeling, no matter what you've been through, we are all capable. Oh, thank you. I do appreciate it. We are all capable of loving ourselves. Now, someone told me, Kirk, loving myself is very hard. It's a very hard thing to do. But let me say this: not loving yourself is really harder. Not loving yourself makes you suffer. You know what I mean? Hey, Claire. Not loving yourself makes you suffer. It makes you struggle. So loving yourself might be hard, which is really not. Frequency. What do you mean frequency? I'll go over that in a few minutes, okay? But that's a great question. I think many people don't know what the word means. So let me go over that a bit. Many people think that loving themselves is hard, not realizing that not loving themselves, it sets you up for so much failures. You know what I mean, my sweet hair? Thank you. It sets us up for so much failures because when we don't love ourselves, we're going to always find people who feel the same way about how we feel about ourselves, or who don't love us, or who don't accept us. When we don't love ourselves, we put ourselves in a situation. We actually always find ourselves in a situation where we are always feeling guilty. We are always feeling sorry. We are always feeling hurt and abused and disrespected. So not loving yourself is actually harder than loving yourself. I literally just said this recently. It takes more energy. I'm telling you, it takes a lot more energy to hate yourself. Because now you gotta develop self-hate talk. Like, like all them hate talk, them talks that you gotta do to yourself to actually keep hating yourself. You gotta keep hanging around people who are not good for your energy. You know what I mean? So I think it's harder to not love yourself. When loving yourself is just accepting you. So let's go into this discussion, okay? Make sure when you have questions, and if you have questions, go ahead and put it in my. If you have like really good questions, go ahead and put it in my question box, and I will attempt my best to answer those questions. Okay, because the screen is moving fast, and I probably want to miss your question. So if I miss your question, I apologize. Go ahead and put it in the comment box, and I think at the end, I'm gonna try my best to answer some of those questions. Okay. Look in your mirror and tell yourself I love you. Yeah, I don't think it's that simple, but I mean, yeah. So let's go into how do I increase my frequency. All right. Well, okay. So somebody asked, what is frequency, right? Frequency is like this right here. So we are all energy, okay? We are all energy. Since we are all energy, and energy vibrates at a certain frequency. That means so energy moves, okay? We move. Every energy moves. Everything moves and vibrates, okay? It vibrates. The higher it vibrates is the higher your frequency. So that means the higher you move, like human beings vibrate faster than a piece of rock. You know what I mean? Because we have a mind, we have feelings, we have emotions. So our vibration changes according to what we think and what we feel. So now a rock really can't feel. So the rock frequency is a lot lower. See what I'm saying? So frequency is the rate at how you vibrate. So now to raise your frequency, meaning frequency, depending on your frequency, you're feeling angry, you're feeling depressed, you're feeling anxious. That's you with a lower frequency. Okay, so when you're feeling depressed and always mad and always miserable and always not forgiving people and always feeling miserable, your frequency is low. That means you're vibrating at a low rate. As you love yourself more, as you actually speak kind to yourself, as you actually come into yourself and accept yourself, then now you vibrating higher. So your frequency is higher. So when your frequency higher, what happens is that when you when you manifest, yeah, man, yeah, for real. Like, so when you manifest, is at a better pace, is at a better quality. That means as your frequency goes higher, when you manifest, is a better chance of it coming to you. Okay, so that's what really frequency means. When I got off social media for a while, because you was vibing a little too, right? Hey, sometimes it happens, man. Sometimes it happens. All right. So one of the first ways. So for the ones who struggle with loving self so much, a lot of times you still don't want to accept your past. You still don't want to, you don't like the way you look. You don't like the way you speak. You don't like the way you feel. You don't like where you are at in this life. You really don't, you don't want to accept where you are at in this life. You know what I mean? You don't want to accept what you've been through. Sometimes, like somebody said, trauma plays a big role in how we feel about ourselves, what we experience as kids, growing up. We don't, we never got over the past. We never got over. Hello, Allah, how are you doing? We have never gotten over certain things in our lives. So we at a low frequency. So it's hard to love yourself because you are basing yourself still back in the past. So we're going to talk about how to increase our frequency / loving yourself. I have had a hard time accepting some of the things, and that's many people. That's a lot of us who actually have a hard time accepting certain things in our lives. So we're going to talk about this right here, okay? Sorry, I'm drinking my kombucha. All right, so if you want to increase your frequency, the more you love yourself, is the higher your frequency is. And I ain't talking about the selfish, that selfish, egotistical love. I ain't talking about that thing. I'm talking about love. I'm talking about accept you. I'm talking about love the soul that you are. Not just the body. I'm talking about the soul that you are. I'm talking about love the spirit. You feel amazing. You're beautiful. The more you love yourself, is the higher your frequency becomes. When you love yourself, you attract people who actually love you too and who love themselves. Great company. All right. So let's go into loving yourself. There's a lot of benefits into loving yourself more. Number one, one of the first things that to love yourself, one of the things that you have to do. I'm doing 21 days of self-love. Oh, that's amazing right there. That is amazing. That is amazing. 21 days of self-love. I'm guessing that has to do with your affirmations and stuff. One of the first things that you have to do is be okay with your past. I hope you have a pen because I have a lot of notes. And you all know I don't take notes. So I have a lot of notes. I don't take notes much. And I don't speak from notes. But I wanted to come on here and be a little bit more legit than I usually am. So I hope you all have a pen and you're taking notes, okay? All right. So one of the first things that you have to do that you must do to love yourself more is to be okay with your past. Like somebody just said, they have a hard time accepting certain things that happened in the past. Understand that you cannot change the past. The past is already done. It's already gone. It's already happened. You cannot change it. Okay, so you cannot love yourself and hate the experiences that molded you. If you hate your experiences, a lot of times you're gonna hate yourself because you're gonna always have old emotions. You're gonna always carry them everywhere you go. You cannot carry those emotions everywhere you go and expect to love. It's two different things. Those emotions usually bring up guilt and unforgiveness. You holding on to bad memories and bad thoughts and bad ideas. So it's hard to actually get rid of those things and love yourself. Okay? Elizabeth, how are you doing? So it's very important to be okay with your past. Meaning, a lot of times we're not okay with our past. So somebody like when you're trying to be good? Like when you're trying to be good, right? Just me, how are you? Like a lot of times, like when we are trying to be good and we are working on ourselves, somebody always trying. And if you have questions, go ahead and put it in the question box so that I could actually answer it when I'm finished, because I cannot stop and answer everybody's question because I have a list of stuff to actually go over. Okay, so I hope nobody's offended by that. So just ask a question in the question box, and then after that, I will answer those questions somewhere in the end, okay? All right. So a lot of times, man, we hate, like for instance, some of us have been molested, some of us being raped, some of us being traumatized, some of us being beaten, some of us being disrespected, some of us have bad relationships, some of us seen our parents go through a whole bunch of stuff, and we haven't got over those things yet. It's very hard to love yourself when you're holding on to those energies. Because remember, everything is energy, right? The past has no more power. The past has no more energy. So when you dwell in the past, you're taking on the energy, right? You're taking on the energy of the past. And that energy is already gone. So now all you're going to do is drain you. All you could do from the past is drain you. The future don't exist yet. You know what I mean? So the future has no energy. The only energy that exists is the energy right now in front of you. Only right now exists. So if you hold on to things in the past, if you don't want to actually be okay with the past, then, hey favorite, how are you doing? Then you're going to always struggle in loving yourself, because the energy that you need to love yourself is not there. It's not in the past. So the first thing is first is that you have to be okay with the past. The past already happened. You cannot change it. Just accept it. Accept the past. The power of now, exactly. But you have to accept the past and realize that this is now. You are not the same person from the past. It has moved on. Now you are here. You have grown. Take the lessons that you learned and put it to now. Okay? So accept the past. Number two, one of the biggest things that we do is that we compare ourselves. Okay? We compare ourselves to others. We compare ourselves and our situations. How many of us do that? How many of us look at our lives and are always comparing ourselves? Meaning, and when you compare yourself, you are judging yourself. Okay? Now, in love, there's no judgment. There cannot be judgment in love. So every time we compare ourselves or our situation with others, we find reasons to hate ourselves and not be content with what we have. So we got to stop comparing yourself. Understand this. You are unique. You are very unique. You are the only one of you. There is nothing like you. Nobody else exists like you. See what I'm saying? Hey, Far Above Rubies, how are you doing? You are the only one. You are the only one with your name, your fingerprints. You are the only one with your mind, your spirit, your experiences. There's no one like you. And no one cannot be compared to you. But a lot of us, we waste time just comparing ourselves. Especially when we think that, well, we shouldn't be where we want to be. You got to stop comparing yourself. There's no competition. The competition is with you and with only you. There's no more competition. The more you compare yourself, is the more you're going to hate yourself. You're going to always find reason to not like yourself. Because somebody might look like they're a lot farther than you. You don't even know that they're, like on social media. We see people on social media all day. We thinking that they got this stuff going on. So we hate them, we judge them, we can't stand them, and we are jealous of them. Not realizing that behind closed doors and behind that damn computer screen or the phone screen, they're miserable. So here we are hating ourselves based on someone who actually hate themselves too. Seriously. Like we hating ourselves based on someone who we don't understand. We gotta stop hating, or we gotta stop comparing ourselves. You don't know their truth. You don't know their journey. You don't know their realities. You don't know what's going on with them. Like for instance, people see my cars, and it's always some young dude who always see my cars and, hey man, how you got your cars? Dude, you 21 years old. I'm twice your age. I'm retired. I've been working. Don't look at my cars right now. You're looking at the wrong thing. Don't try to compare me and you. I'm a lot farther in life than you. I could afford my cars. But when you're trying to just compare yourself, not realizing that those cars I have, I was divorced to. I was in 5-time combat. I was in the military for 20 years. I suffered divorce. I suffered this. I suffered this. I suffered a lot to get to where I'm at. So you cannot compare yourself with me because you don't understand my journey. My journey was rough. And now I'm good now. But we got to stop comparing ourselves. So stop comparing yourself. You are unique. As a matter of fact, there's 7.8 billion people and you're the only one with your fingerprint. 7.8 billion people and your fingerprint is unique. So understand this. Don't compare yourself. No need to. You are completely perfect just like that, okay? Don't compare your situation. A lot of times we don't even know that is somebody said, I read this this morning. It says, some of us think that we are fighting demons. And in all reality, you're not fighting demons. You're fighting your consequences to your actions that happened 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Sometimes you're not fighting demons. We're comparing our situations, not realizing that some of us, we are causing our own situations. We are causing our own suffering. We are causing our own pain. All these things happening to us is our consequences to our actions. So we have to actually stop comparing yourself in your situations and look at your situation and realize that I have something to do with this. You know what I mean? Like you got to take accountability, responsibility for your life. A lot of us we don't do that. But anyways, so stop comparing yourself. Number 3, when you stop living to please others, listen. How many of us still trying to please our parents? We're grown people. If you're on my live, a lot of times people who follow me on my lives, they're in their 30s and more. The majority of my followers are 30s or more. Maybe late 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and even 60s. But still, how many of us still trying to please our parents? Still trying to please our partners. Still trying to please people that we don't even know on social media. We're trying to please people who don't have nothing to do with us. We're trying to please people so much. And when you're trying to please people, you're not doing things for you. You're doing things for them. You're doing things for them to recognize you and to validate you. Some of us still, if our parents ain't okay with what we're doing, we hate it. We don't feel comfortable. We feel insecure. We're angry. We're doing things for their recognition. If you want to love yourself, you got to stop doing that. Because the number one thing that you got to do is stop doing things to please others. It's very hard. I'm telling you, it's very hard to love yourself while doing things to please others. It's very hard because the things that you're doing don't add to your life, it adds to theirs. Don't add to your thoughts, it adds to theirs. So you gotta stop pleasing others. Understand that, please yourself. This is your time. This is your life. This is your experience. And you have to actually go out there and make your experience great. Don't live this life to please anybody. And I don't care, listen, even if you have a partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, or wife, a lot of us think that because we have a partner or because we're married, my life is to please you. No, man, that's your own life. My life is to please me, your life is to please you. If we could please each other, then we don't have to work that hard. If we could please ourselves, seriously, if I could please me and you could please you, then why are we gonna work so hard to please each other? Because I should be pleased already. If I'm pleased within myself, you're just gonna be you. And I just gonna be me. Because I'm living a pleasant life. If your life is pleasant by itself, we don't need to work that hard to please each other. But the reason why we gotta please each other in relationship is because you come in this relationship with nothing. You come in there with nothing. You come in there with no self-love. You come in there with no self-respect. You come in there with no boundaries. And if you come in there with no boundaries and nothing at all, then you're trying to pull minds. So now I have to please you so that you can feel content with yourself. I have to do this so that you can feel good. I gotta do this for you to be happy. Listen, we gotta stop that nonsense. You gotta be able to please yourself. You please you, I please me, then we please each other. It don't have to be that work. People say relationship is hard work. It's not hard work. It's really not. It's hard work when there's no love. She's dope. How are you doing? It's really hard work when there's lack of love. Because now we're fighting to feel love. We're fighting to feel attention. We're fighting to feel something. If you're not feeling that on your own, then of course it's going to be hard. I'm drinking my kombucha. So, the third thing, like I said, is to do not live to please to please anybody else. Live to please your own self, okay? I'm doing great, she's dope. I'm doing great. Number four. One of the most things that we do that lowers our frequency. I don't even remember. Let me try it again. Some kind of apple. Some type of apple. One of the things that we do is we hold on to guilt. Man, listen, guilt is the devil. Seriously. And I keep saying this. There's two things that's the devil. But let's talk about this one. Guilt is the devil. Guilt will take up so much of your energy. It will take up so much of your thoughts. It will take up so much of your life. Because when you have guilt, nothing that you do makes you feel good. Nothing that you do leaves your spirit. Nothing that you do is enough. Nothing that you see is enough. It's guilt. All you're looking at is guilt. So you're going to always feel tired and drained because that guilt is blocking your manifestation energy. That guilt is so counterproductive because it's already done and you're still feeling bad. Some things has already been done 10 years ago and you're still feeling according to what was done. Some of you still holding on to guilt because you allow yourself to be in certain situations or relationship or your marriage. I allow myself to be here all these years and I should have known better. Sometimes, because some of us screwed up. Some of us cheated. Some of us did some of us being disrespected. Some of us made mistakes or choices that didn't benefit us. Some of us did things in the past, and we hold on to the guilt, not realizing it's already done. Let go of the crop. It's time to just let go. It's you gotta be free. Guilt will lower your frequency so low because it makes you feel like you're not. See, guilt will always make you feel like you're not worthy. Even if you ask God for something, God, please, or you're praying to God for something that you want. God, I want a better job. God, that guilt would always make you feel like you're not worthy. That guilt would make you feel like you are not worthy of being loved. That guilt would make you feel like you're not worthy of being forgiven. That guilt would make you feel like you're not worthy of being wanted. That guilt would actually block your blessing. Because when you feel certain way, then that is what affects you. Because in reality, we get what we feel like we deserve. Your relationships, if you feel guilty in your life, your relationships will always be messy. The one with yourself will always be messy because it would always make you feel undeserving. You would always think that karma is coming back. Well, I know karma is coming back. I know this, I know that. Oh my God, I'm suffering my own. And it's a continuous thing. It just continues and continues. Guilt will hold you hostage in destruction. I'm telling you, guilt is a very strong negative energy that it pulls your frequency so low. So it's time to let go of guilt. Understand that what happened 10 years ago, 2 years ago, in your relationship, in your marriage, in your past this, it's done. Seriously, it's done. Let go of it. It's done. It's already done. It has no more power over you unless you keep thinking that it does. It continues to, man, I'm telling you, it continues to make you feel terrible. So it's time to kill your guilt. Okay, so number 4, let go of guilt. Number 5. How many people always, how many of us use this one word? Or this phrase? Well, life shouldn't be this. Or it should be like this. Oh, what if? How many of us use those images? How many of us have a picture of how life should be? How you should be? How you should be feeling? How you should look? How you should this? And how many of us carry images all day about how we should do things, how we should have, how we should have, how we should look, how we should. We carry those damn words, should. We got to stop on that image. On an image of how things should be, it's going to always make you just feel less. You see what I'm saying? Like it'll always make you feel lesser. How things should be sometimes, that's not real. That's something that's an image that somebody put in your mind. That's an image of what somebody told you how things should be. In reality, things just are. Life just is. That's like saying life should look like this and life should look. No, life is beautiful as is. Just like how you are beautiful as is. But we always, I should be this farther. You know, many of us use, I should be farther in my life. I should be farther in my career. I should be farther. And you miss the point because when you think I should be farther a lot, listen, man, you just get more reason to hate yourself. Got what I thought I wanted. I'm telling you. Every time you say, I should be this, I should do this, I should feel like this, it causes you to dislike yourself and your situation. If you don't like where you are in life, a lot of times you will not have self-love. It's very hard. It's very hard to balance. You hate being here, you hate doing this, and you hate being in this position. So therefore, a lot of times it will take away your energy because you worry and you're trying to stop using should. Things should be like how it is right now. And let me tell you this, and I said this before. The reason why you are in a situation is because you haven't learned to get out of it yet. Until you learn the lesson, then you will always be there. So you should all you want. I should be farther. But until you have learned your lesson, then you would be there. So it's time to stop saying should and focus on the lesson that life is trying to teach you. Life, listen, somebody said when the student is ready, the teacher appears. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. Look at life as a teacher. Ask yourself in situations, where do you want to take me? Where are you trying to take me? Let me surrender. Many of us are afraid to surrender to life. We think life is going to just kill us. We think life will destroy us. We think life will disappoint us. Life will never disappoint you. Never disappoint you. If you just surrender. But instead of surrendering, we fight life. We fight. Because we think we should know better. We think we should be this. We think we should be this. Anytime you think that you should do this, life is going to always teach you, listen, be humble. Be humble. Should what? Why should you? Why do you think you should? Because your mom told you? Your dad? Your father? Your sister? Man, listen, man. Be who you are and learn your lesson. And when you learn your lesson, naturally, as we evolve, we move on. As we evolve, our situation changes. And think about it. As we evolve, your situation has to change. The reason why you are living in a place that you don't want to live in, or doing a life that you don't like, is because you haven't evolved mentally. You haven't evolved from it yet. You are taking too long. You are, instead of looking at the emotions, you are living in the emotions. You are taking it personal. Sit down and be humble. Exactly. So the number 5 is just relax. Sweet Dixon, how are you doing? Thank you. Welcome. Just relax and stop using I should be here, I should feel this, I shouldn't be this. Cut the nonsense out, all right? And just accept what life is right now. Accepting in life doesn't mean that you settle for it. Accepting it means that you know I am here. Just like a GPS. You got to say I am here first. No matter what location you plug into a GPS, it always tells you first you are here. You have to be honest with yourself and say, this is where I am. I am here. Hey, Candice, I am here. You got to pinpoint where you are at right now. Yeah, you're walking at a perfect time. But seriously, you have to realize that I am here. Many of us don't want to understand that we are here. We don't want to accept that we are here. But you got to look at your ugly. Listen, you got to face your ugly. Whatever it is. Even if it's your hair you think is ugly, look at it. Just look at it. Then you realize that it's not ugly. It's your mind that focuses on it. It's your mind that creates this image of what beauty is. Change your image. Change the damn image in your mind. Change the image. You think that you got to change the life. No, change the image. Because the image that somebody put there is not really true. It's not true. Some of us hate the bodies that we have. Just because in your mind, the image is what it should be. What it should or shouldn't. Change your mind. Change your thinking. You cannot change your life without changing your thoughts. But you got to change and renew your mind. If you want a new life, renew your mind. I promise you. Naturally, as where our head goes, our body follows. Put your head in a different direction. Just don't think. Do it. Makes sense, right? Makes sense. Number 6. Let me tell you this. This is one of the most hardest thing to do. Is to be kind and gentle with yourself. Shape your own version of excellence and don't let others dictate. I love that. Great, great, great. Number 6 is be gentle and kind to yourself. Be gentle and kind. Treat yourself like someone that you love. Speak to yourself like someone that you love. Speak to yourself like it's your baby. It's your baby that you're talking to. I have my daughter. My daughter is 2 years old. I'm not, when she does something or spill milk, I'm not going to beat her down with my words. You know what I mean? I'm going to have her recognize what she's done and say, baby, come on. No, let's clean it up. Come on. Let's do this together. Look at you. It's okay, baby. It's okay. Don't cry. It's all right. It's done. Be kind and gentle to yourself. But many of us, we treat others a lot better than we treat ourselves. Think about it. Am I right or am I right? Be honest. Let me wait for your response. How many of us treat others a lot, even strangers? How many of us treat strangers better than we treat ourselves? Be honest. I hope you're writing this down. Exactly. Just me for real. Write these down. How many of us treat strangers better than we treat ourselves? Be honest. We will go out of our way for someone else. We will go out of our way for somebody at work. We will go out of our way for our siblings or our parents. We will go out of our way for our partners. But when it comes to us, you're like, whatever, I'll be all right. No! Go out of your way. You are in your own way. I'm telling you. It's very hard to love yourself when you treat everybody else better. You are mean to yourself. You beat down yourself on a man, listen. When you make a mistake or you do something that you don't like, you know what you do? You beat yourself down. You beat yourself. You beat yourself. You beat yourself, which leads me to the next one. You don't forgive yourself. Lydia being a little selfish. Sometimes you gotta be selfish. As a matter of fact, that one's next. I mean, you know what? The next one is selfish, but let's talk about forgiving yourself first. You gotta forgive yourself. Who still hasn't forgiven himself? Who still haven't? Be honest. Who is still waiting to forgive themselves? Let's have a come to Jesus moment right now. Who's still carrying unforgiveness in their spirit? Be honest. Sending everyone blessings. Hey, thank you, Claire. Thank you. That's what you then. We have nothing in our cup. I'm for real. For real. How many of us still forgiving ourselves for something? Something that happened, something that we allowed, something that we did, some mistake that we have, some job that we didn't get, something that we missed, something that we slipped, something that we fell on. How many of us haven't forgiven ourselves? How can you love without forgiving? You have to forgive to love. Regardless of if it's your spouse, your kids, or yourself. You forgive your kids all day. Because the only way to love your kids is to forgive them. Because you know that they're going to screw up. You know they're going to mess up. And you know they're going to experience life in a way that you don't understand. So you have to forgive them. Every time they sin against you or whatever, you have to forgive them. Because if you don't forgive your kids, you cannot love them. It's impossible to love your children and not forgive them. Because the love is what makes you forgive them. Baby, it's okay. Come on. Let's try it again. Seriously. Hey, Camilla, how you doing? Oh, Camilla, how you doing? Soft touch, right? But you have to forgive yourself. I'm telling you, many of us will forgive our husband's boyfriend, but we don't forgive ourselves. Many of us forgive our boyfriend for cheating and our girlfriend for cheating and abusing, disrespecting you, even hitting you. We forgive these jokers for even hitting on us, but we don't forgive our own self for the crap that we do. Not thinking or not realizing that you have to mess up to evolve. Evolution comes with a price, and the price is screwing up. The price is bad experiences, but it's not bad. It's just things that you have to go through to evolve. We all have to go through bad choices. We all have to go through certain things before we evolve. Evolution comes with a price. But we want to think that we're perfectionists. We want to think that God is mad at you. God don't give a damn because you have to go through the process. Just like Moses, just like Abraham, just like freaking David and Solomon. And all these jokers had to do things to evolve. You have to evolve. And the way to evolution is to screw up. Because bad experiences becomes our best teachers. Bad experiences becomes our best teachers. So you have to understand that you have to go through certain things even when you don't want to. Even when you think that is wrong. Even when you knew better. You still do it. Even when you know better. You just gotta forgive yourself. You have to understand. Love cannot exist without forgiveness. I'm telling you, it don't work. Because it becomes resentment. If you don't forgive, you resent. And when you resent, that right there becomes a big negative emotion, a big negative frequency, a big negative vibrational frequency within you. Because if you don't forgive, you will resent. Many of us resent ourselves. I'm telling you. When things happen, you have to understand that this is how I evolve. So sometimes somebody asks, how do you handle that? You handle it by the things that happen to you or the things that you allowed in your past. You have to say, I allowed it. However, I had to. Because until up to this point, if I didn't allow it or experience this truth, I would not know. Listen, just because you was told a certain truth doesn't mean that you knew it. You believed it, but believe and know is two different words, two different frequencies. Hey, where's your girlfriend? Hey, I believe she went down to the store. But when you say, hey, where's your girlfriend? Hey, I know for a fact she's down. I know where she's at. I know. Not I believe. See, I believe Somebody said, hey, Kirk, I'm going to the store. So of course I believe it. Do I know? No. But when I have seen her in the store, listen, where's your girlfriend? I left her at the store. I know for a fact she's there. Believe and know is two different frequencies. When you believe, a belief is focused on what you hear. A belief is on what you hear. Hey, real friends, how are you doing? Belief comes from what you hear. So it's like from faith. See what I'm saying? You hear faith comes from hearing. So when you believe something is from hearing, it's not necessarily from experience. When you know something, it's because, like for instance, if I walk down the street and somebody asks me, where have you been? I went down the street. I know I went down the street. If it wasn't me going down the street, I would say, listen, I think or I believe, I wasn't conscious, but I believe I went down the street. Like for instance, like if you were drunk. To release and hope. Yeah, I'm telling you. Like if you were drunk, you were like, hey, yeah, I believe what I did last night. If you were sober, I know what I did last night. If you were drunk, I believe I did this. But belief, it's not the same as knowing. Does that make sense? Hey, 845, how are you doing? But you gotta be gentle with yourself, man. You gotta treat yourself like you're your own spouse. You gotta be kind. You gotta speak sweet words to yourself. You can only be me, but you can always evolve. That's facts. Number 7 or 8. I don't know what number I'm at. Hey, Peachy. I'm sorry. One of the things that you have to do to love you, one of the things that's necessary to do is to take care of your bodies. To take care of your bodies. This is your home. This is your body. This is what you were created with. This is your home. You gotta take care. See, many of us, we hate ourselves because we hate how we look. Many of us gotta lose weight. We gotta do this, and we don't feel comfortable in our own skin. We feel ugly. We feel insecure. We don't even look at ourselves. How many of us? Be honest. Let's be real. I'm not coming to this moment. Let's be real. How many of us can look in the mirror for more than 5 seconds and do not see anything that's wrong with us? How many of us could do this? I can. How many of us could look in the mirror for at least 3 seconds and not see nothing negative? How many of us? Listen, Savage, what's good? To love you, one of the things that you have to do to love yourself, I'm telling you, is to take care of your body. Exercise. You know, exercise gives you this, it kills stress. It just makes you feel better about yourself. It gives you energy. See, a lot of times, man, when we are not moving, our body just feels, and when we feel, we start looking at ourselves negatively. We start to see things that this could have been fixed, this could have been fixed. When you start moving, see, a body in motion continues to move. When you eat right, you feel right. When you feel right, you look at yourself differently. Because when you have a good mentality, a strong mindset, you look at yourself differently. Like you don't see flaws no more. Because you see based on how you feel. Many of us see life based on how we feel about life. So really and truly, what you see, it's not really what is there. Seriously, we see things based on how we feel. So when you exercise and eat right, you feel better. So you see it differently. Many of us see garbage because we eat garbage. Because we're not doing things with our bodies. So we feel garbage. Because if you put garbage in your body, you get garbage back out. So you can, listen, if you want to love yourself, let me tell you, if you aren't taking notes, something is wrong. You got to treat your body with respect. This is your home. Just like how I can't come in your house and disrespect in your house. I can't disrespect your house. So why should I be able to disrespect your body? Why are you disrespect? This is your spirit. The soul lives here. You know what I mean? The next thing, stop giving your body away. Stop giving your body away. We're giving our bodies away too fast. How can you love something and keep giving it away? How can you, think about it, how can you love something and give it to strangers, people who don't respect it? See, what you love is what you hold on to. And the more you give it out, is the more you lose respect for it. So many of us are disrespecting ourselves and losing more respect, thinking that something is wrong. But the more we give it away, is the more we lose respect for it. It's very hard to love yourself when you don't hold on to yourself. If you keep giving yourself away, how can you love yourself? Stop giving yourself away. Nobody don't deserve it more than you. You deserve that. You deserve that body. Them jokers, they ain't even worthy of their own bodies. And you're giving it yours. They disrespect their bodies. They hurt their bodies. They abuse their bodies. And you taking your body and giving it to them. If they already don't know what to do with their body, they're sharing their body to every person out there. You know what I mean? Cutting their bodies about all the time. But then you're going to take yours and give it to them still. That don't make no sense. If you love yourself, stop giving yourself away to people. They don't deserve your body. Your body is only yours. And it should be going to only people that you hold with the highest level of respect, the highest level of trust, the highest level of loyalty, the highest level of frequency. That's what gives your body. All right, real friend, got it. I'm telling you, your body should go to people who you hold that high. Your body is not used to compromise somebody should love you or not. Your body shouldn't be used to gift to them so that they can like you more. Your body is not a tool that you gamble with. Your body is supposed to be there and stay there. And then when that person loves and respects you to the highest level, here you go, share my body. But you don't give your body away to these people. We don't even know these jokers. But we're giving our bodies away. Stop giving yourself away. I'm telling you, you might hold on to some love even more. The next one, stop judging yourself. What you judging yourself for? You can't judge yourself. There's nothing to judge. Again, there are things that you have to experience. You have to experience certain things for you to love yourself. You have to experience certain things for you to evolve. You have to experience certain things so you could go on your journey. Remember, this is a journey. And just because you fall over a couple stones and a couple rocks and you go in a ditch, it doesn't mean that you judge yourself. It means that you end up in the ditch. Just get out and keep walking. What's to judge? What are you judging? And what are you basing how it should be on anyways? What's to judge? You judging what? Judging don't help you. It actually hurts you. Because when you judge, you don't love. You cannot love and judge. It's impossible. So when you stop judging, love is there more. All right? Next one, set boundaries. Listen, even boundaries for yourself. Set even boundaries for yourself. Listen, okay, yes. We have to set boundaries for everybody else in our lives. But I'm telling you, set so much boundaries that some of them boundaries is for you too. Don't allow yourself to speak badly about yourself. Don't allow yourself to have people talk crap about you. Don't allow yourself to be in people's presence who don't hold it to the highest level of respect. Don't allow yourself. Listen, you gotta set boundaries for yourself. Many of us have no boundaries. That's why we don't love ourselves. We crave validation and we crave people's attention, so we don't set boundaries. The more you don't set boundaries, is the more people keep walking over you. And the more you allow them, the more you let them walk over you, you start believing that crap too. You start believing, well, maybe I do deserve to be walked over. Maybe I do deserve to be disrespected. Maybe I do deserve to be hurt. Maybe I do deserve this kind of... Listen, set boundaries. Put your boundaries, cross the line, and you don't even cross the damn line. When you start thinking crap, stop thinking the nonsense about yourself. Listen, catch yourself. When you start thinking, I hate myself, I'm so stupid, I'm so dumb, I'm so fat, I'm so shameful, I'm so this. Cut that nonsense out. Catch yourself and say, hey, don't you ever. Listen, when is the last time you rebuked yourself? Seriously, like, when is the last time you rebuked yourself? I don't care what situations that you went through. I don't care what you're going through right now. I don't care what you are facing right now. I don't care what somebody has put you through. And I don't care what you have allowed yourself to go through. But sometimes you have to rebuke yourself. Thank you. You have to rebuke yourself. The great comes with wisdom. But we don't want to rebuke yourself. We think we just got to rebuke the devil. We think that we just got to rebuke the devil. We think the devil is there to rebuke. But we don't want to rebuke ourselves. Not realizing that you are the devil. And you are the same God that you speak of. But you have to be able to rebuke that part of you that disrespect the God in you. You are negative and positive energy. But with being that, you are God and the devil. So you have to, when the devil is messing with your mind, you got to rebuke the devil and let God out. Let God speak to your devil. You got to rebuke yourself, man. Hey, listen, don't you ever, spiritual angel, what's good, man? Don't you ever say something again about this man or woman right here. The next one, words of affirmation. Listen, man, when you wake up in the morning, those words go hard. Affirmation, you got to speak words of affirmation towards yourself. Because in reality, we've been through so much. We've been through so much. We've been through so much. We have allowed ourselves to go through so much. We have disrespected ourselves so much. And we have been disrespected and hurt so much that now for you to believe yourself, you got to be able to speak affirmations. Sometimes you allow yourself to be hurt so much that when you say, I love myself, your mind is like, whatever. Your subconscious mind is like, well, please. You know what I mean? Like, your subconscious mind be telling you, man, listen, if you love yourself, you do this. So, you know, quit lying. I'm telling you. Like, stop lying. So now to get your subconscious mind to be on alignment with your conscious mind, you got to speak those words. You got to speak those words. I am love. I am deserving. I am worthy. You got to say it on a regular basis until it keep playing over in your subconscious mind. Because your subconscious mind has to receive it. Right now, your subconscious mind doesn't. Because it's still going off of the last time you hurt yourself, disrespected yourself, the last time that somebody, like you even said these words against you. Do you know how many times you speak badly about your own self? You know how many times you think badly about yourself? Every time you think about yourself like negatively, your subconscious mind keeps a record. I love myself, but hold on, yesterday I was just hating myself. Like seriously, like every time you speak something, oh, I am deserving. No, but your subconscious mind is like, well, but no, I don't think so because remember you just told me? You remember? Let me tell you, man, your subconscious mind will remind you. It will remind you, nah, player, you said with your mind now. Because let me tell you, the mind, the brain has two parts. There's your conscious thoughts and your subconscious thoughts. Conscious thoughts, your subconscious thoughts. Conscious thoughts, your subconscious thoughts. Conscious thoughts, subconscious thoughts. There are two parts of your brain. When you speak something like, and your two parts of your brain, your subconscious mind is said to be about 30,000 times stronger than your conscious mind. That's why it's so hard to change. That's why when it's time to change, it's very hard because your subconscious mind is so powerful. It keeps you in the same situation and the same place. So when you say, I want to stop smoking a cigarette, you got to try hard and try hard and try hard because your subconscious mind hasn't accepted it yet. Because you've been smoking all these damn years, so your subconscious mind don't want to accept it. So now you got to convince your subconscious mind, this is what I'm going to do. So now, that's why words of affirmation comes in. That's why I wear these beads on my hand, beads around my neck. These are my affirmation. So the energy that I affirm with, I wear around my neck. I keep close to my person. So I am love. I am peace. I am deserving. I am wealthy. I am this. I am that. And you got to speak of as it is right now. As it is right now. Not where you want to be. Oh, I am going to be rich. I am going to be love myself. I am going to be happy. No, right now. The subconscious mind only recognizes right now. Tomorrow don't exist and the past don't exist. It's done. The only person that thinks that tomorrow and yesterday exists is your body, your physical body. Your subconscious mind is like, no, only now. So if you say, I'm going to be happy, I'm going to be this, I'm going to find, then it says, well, whatever. The future don't exist. So you could say, I'm going to all day. It doesn't work. Only now, the present moment is the only time that matters to the subconscious mind. But you gotta affirm on a daily basis, every morning. That's why, like I said, that's why I have these beads. So even on days when I don't affirm, I still have these energy of my affirmation around me. So the energy keeps me calm. It keeps me focused. It keeps me in the same mindset. I'm reminded. So every time I wear my beads, I'm reminded, hey, don't forget, you just said you did your affirmation. Don't be talking garbage. Don't be holding those stupid conversations. Don't be. I actually sell this on my website. And if you all want to, I could do another class on how to use these beads. Many of us don't know. So I could actually teach you how to use these beads. Actually, if you think I'm lying, look at the ones who bought my beads before or who told me to put some energy in their beads. Ask them how they're feeling when they got the energy in those beads that I sent. All right? All right, so set boundaries and do daily affirmation. Quit judging yourself. The next thing to do is start spending time alone. Start spending time alone. Growth, a lot of times growth only happens alone. Seriously, growth happens alone. Growth rarely happens around people. Because then that part of evolution, yeah, on my website, my website, let me type it in. Hey, Crone Goddess, can you type my website in? I think you know it, right? It's my name, .com. Actually, let me try and type it in. I don't even know how to do it. Let me try and type in my website. Nope, that's not how we do it. How do I comment on my own live? I don't even know. Nope. Hey, Bree, how are you? Let me try and comment it here. My website, okay? www.kirkhazel.com. That's my website right there, okay? Actually, it's on my bio. So just click on it. Just click on it on my bio and it takes you right there. All right? So my website is on my bio. Just click on it and it takes you to my website. I forget. Where was I? What was my last one that I left off on? Stop. Spend time alone, right? You gotta spend time. You gotta start spending time alone. Hey, Christelle, thank you. You gotta start spending time alone. Many of us hate to be alone. Many of us always want to be around people, just hear their mouths and hearing. Listen, people, man, let me tell you. The more I'm around people ask me, because I'm always by myself. People are, hey, ain't you always bored? Actually, I'm bored more around people. I'm actually more bored around people than I am by myself. Around people, I feel their energy. A lot of times, the energy suck. The energy is garbage. They make you feel ridiculous. They have negative thoughts. They all self-hate. They're all on self-judgment. They're all on self-disrespect. So now you feel that energy. That stuff is not to be around. You don't be around that crap, especially when you're trying to love on yourself. You don't know who you be around. People don't like themselves. And when they don't like themselves, you feel it. Some of us, let me tell you the truth, okay? Some of us diagnose ourselves. Some of us diagnose ourselves with bipolar and all these nonsense, and we diagnose ourselves with all this crap, not realizing that it's not even your energy that you're feeling theirs because you're always around them. You diagnosing yourself with bipolar disease and all this crap, and it's not even yours. It's theirs because you keep being around these people, so their energy is transferred to you. So you're feeling shitty, you're feeling crappy, you're feeling drained, and you're feeling tired, and you're thinking it's you. It's not even you. Most of the time, it's not even you. You just keep hanging out with boring people, with self-sabotaging people. Some people are energy for real, like just vampires. Just taking on someone, I'm telling you out loud for real. This is what happens. So we gotta stop hanging around so much people all the time and spend time with ourselves. Around ourselves. Get that energy from yourself. That energy that between you and God, feed it by yourself. Because you need it more than they do. You need your energy more than they do. And a lot of times, everybody who touch you, do you know that everybody who touch you and hug you and hold you and shake your hands, I like that, man. But hey, what's that? Ballin Bukowski, he said 7,000 languages, 65 dialects of English, and he decides to speak facts. I like that. Hey, I gotta steal that one, man. I gotta steal that one. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much. I gotta steal that one. Love it. I never heard it before. It's pretty catchy. Camila. But yeah, man, I'm like, for real. So we gotta spend time by ourselves, because everybody who touch you and shake your hands and are always ready to hug you. Let me tell you, people who love being. Let me tell you, you don't listen. Many of us don't understand this, or we don't even recognize this, right? But a lot of times, the ones who love hugging and holding and touching you, a lot of times, man, them suckers will. Every time someone touches you, your energy leaves you. Anytime, every time somebody shakes your hand, your energy is transferred to there, and there is transferred to yours. Every single time. Let me say that again. Every time you touch, seriously, Sunshine, how are you doing? Every time you touch someone, shaking their hands and hugging them, energy is transferred. At that moment, energy is transferred. The little happiness and joy that you have is gone. Especially when they have a high. Have you ever been on somebody who's always complaining, who's always angry, who's always depressed? You know how powerful that energy is? It will drain yours instantly, because they are so low on love that your little bit of love and hope and joy is just gone. It's just, you dry. You as soon as you go around them, you dry up. How many times does this happen to you? You're around somebody who's complaining, always angry, always sad, always depressed, always anxious. As soon as you go out with them jokers, man, you just done, dead. Because their energy needs to suck on yours so that they could feel a little better about themselves. And here you are, you struggling with self-love, you struggling with something, and you struggling and you working on yourself. And here you go, as soon as you go around them, because you don't want to disappoint them, because you thinking, well, I owe them. I can't just not go around them. I can't just leave them. Listen, sometimes you leave for you. People gotta find their own way. I'm telling you, people got to find their own way. If you ain't found your way yet, you have no business with them. Seriously. I don't care if it's somebody you sleeping with, somebody that you with, one of your partners. Stop. Listen, a lot of us are with these people on a regular basis. And every time we're around these people, we drained. We feeling terrible about ourselves. Every time you go around them, you don't even like yourself no more. You just feeling oh my God. It's like going to Popeye's chicken. As soon as you eat that whole 3-piece and some french fries, that grease just drains you. Oh, I'm sleepy now. All you want to do is sleep. Because it drains you. It drains your power. If you want to love yourself more, stop giving your power away. Stop giving your power away. Many of us give our power away. We are reacting to everybody's opinions, everybody's thoughts, everybody's belief, everybody's ideas. We're reacting. We're giving it our power. We just... And every time we give our power, how can you love what is left? That's why you don't like what is left. We keep reacting to people's thoughts. We actually care about what they think. You're giving your power away. Your power is to focus on what you think and to develop what you think. But many of us, we are so focused on what they think, what they feel, what they're doing, and what they're saying. So we're giving them all our power. And we get upset and we want to lash back and we want to argue and we want to fight and we want to feel sorry. You're giving away too much of your power. Seriously, you bring that crap back. If you give away all your power and your focus, how can you love what's left? You can't. You're too worried about what they think about you. You can't love yourself. I'm telling you, that's all your power. Your power is gone. Completely gone. You know how hard it is to be with someone, even in a relationship, with someone that you can't be yourself around because you're worried about what they think. Every time they're upset, every time they're angry, you're worried about what they think about you or how, what you're going to do next. You're worried about that because it's very draining. Because you cannot be yourself. You can't live. You can't live in yourself by yourself. You focus on everybody else. Stop giving away your power. Your power ain't for them. It's for you. It's to focus on you. It's to grow you. You are truly a knowledge keeper in all your past life. Who, me? Are you talking about me? Oh, thank you. I took my power back and a lot of people got... Listen, let me tell you this. When you take your power back, people will get angry because they can't drain you anymore. Listen, when people can't drain you anymore, oh, gosh. Whoa. Damn jokers. I'm telling you, when folks can no longer get to you, and when you are no longer bothered by their behaviors and action, they get upset, they get angry. Because it's your reaction that gives them energy. It's your reaction that gives them your power. Listen, every time you react to someone crap, you taking your power and you passing it on. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. They get angry, but I'm telling you, so you gotta start giving away your power. If you want to love yourself, you gotta hold on to something to love. Your power. Your self-respect. I'm just saying, if you want to love yourself, spend time outside. Go in the sun. Go in the sun. Go in the sunlight, get the sun on you. Go in the woods. Go around trees. Go around nature. Go in the water. Go to the beach, the lake. Go around natural resources. See, listen, let me tell you this. Okay? I would post on YouTube, yes. No, this one I have to post on YouTube. Even though it's long, this one will be up on YouTube later on tonight, okay? It's something about nature. It's that God said, I'm going to make nature, but I'm going to create human beings in nature. Because without nature, without your foot on solid ground, that rock, that dirt, without that air, without the water, without those elements, you ain't nothing at all. And when you go into the cities, where there's no trees and no sunlight, you weaken because your body needs this. Your soul needs this. If you want to love yourself, go outside in the sun. Get some sunlight. Get some air. Constantly go outside. When you go for walks in the morning, go walk outside instead of a treadmill. If you have a choice to walk on a treadmill or outside, go outside and walk. Feel that nature. Let the nature nurture you back to reality. I'm telling you. Let that nature nurture you and your spirit. But you gotta get some sunlight. You gotta get those things on your skin. I'm telling you, the beach. You got to love yourself. One of the things that you have to do to love yourself is to be one with nature. Seriously. That's my calm with God. Man, listen, you gotta go outside. A next thing to love yourself with is to... Many of us cannot say the simple words. I'm going to take my shirt off and because I'm getting hot, I'm getting sweaty. And I'm going to have to put on another shirt because I don't want to be looking like hold on. I don't want to look like I'm a thirst bucket. So I'm going to change my shirt real quick. Give me a second. Because you're all going to say, oh, you taking your shirt off? Why are you taking your shirt off on camera? You know how you all be thinking. You trying to, you know how you all think that it's a thirst trap or stuff like that. Kirk, is that a thirst trap? I don't even know, dang thirst trap. All right, we good now. See, there you go, thirst trap. Ain't no thirst trap. I was just sweating, so I had to take out that big old sweater. But yeah, man, I forget where I was. Oh yes, one word that we cannot say, that many of us cannot say, is no. No. Practice saying no. That goes back to the one I said, people, you can't be so worried about what people think about you. Sometimes you gotta say no. Be okay with saying no. Somebody asks you for something, don't feel obligated to give anybody nothing at all. Don't feel obligated to give nobody anything. Hey Sharon, how are you doing? Don't feel obligated to do something for somebody else. If you want to say no, it's okay to say no. Because when you say no, something happens in your spirit that you just feel better. Especially when you don't want to do it. Ain't nothing worse than doing something for someone that you don't want to do. Thank you, Queen. I'm serious. Ain't nothing. One of the worst things, hey Tiffany, one of the worst things to do is as you're doing something for someone. Because if you do something and it's not based on love, when you hate doing it, it doesn't come back to you. The karma that you create is negative. So when you're doing something, just based on you feel like you have to do it, it creates a negative karma, a negative karmic effect. So you got to be able to say no. It's okay. No is very healthy. No is one of them things that sets boundaries. You got to set your boundaries. And one of the things that you got to do is say no. It's okay to say no. I'm telling you, if you want to love yourself more, you got to say no. No is okay. That's one of them things that takes back your power. For real. The next thing that you got to do to love yourself, man, is to stop trying to focus what you can't control. You focusing on what you can't control. You know, when you focus on things that you can't control, your mind is only on the negative. Your mind is always busy. You worry, you anxious, you have, it causes you to be upset. It causes you to have resentment. It causes you to be all this negative vibes. You got to be able to stop trying to focus on what you cannot control. Listen, when you have a very high frequency, now I look at myself as a man who has high frequency. I have a very high frequency. And when you have a high frequency, if you have about 51% of your life in control, you good. Meaning, there's 49 that you can't control. That means you could be driving your car on your lane, in the right lane. You're driving your car in the right lane, minding your business. Your car is good, it's strong. You're driving, focusing on the road, attention on the road. Someone could always come from another lane and hit you. You can't control that. You cannot control that. If you try to control it, you're going to go crazy. Many of us, we try so hard to control everything in our lives, and you cannot. If you can control about 51%, that means life will be good for you. It will be great. 51% is a lot of power. That means you understand. That means your mind is set on certain things. That means you're thinking how you want to think. That means you're feeling how you want to feel. That means you're actually doing what you want to do. I stress about not having control. You don't listen. In reality, we don't have that much control. We don't have control about how it rains. We don't have control about when it snows. Some of us get upset because it's raining outside. Hey, thanks, Camila. I mean, seriously, some of us get upset when it rains outside. Some of us get upset when the sun is too hot. Some of us get upset when it's too windy. Some of us get angry because something happened that it's like you're driving on the highway. And right, you driving on the highway, right? And there's an accident. And just because it's an accident, you just mad. You just lower your frequency. Now you want to cuss. You have an attitude. You angry. You upset. Just because of an accident. You can't control the dang traffic, but you just miserable. Why? Let me tell you this right here. The only thing that you have control over in reality is how you feel. That's the only thing you have control over is how you feel. And if you don't have control in how you feel, something is wrong. Something is off. Hey, Simone, something got to be off. We try to control how he feels, how she feels. Oh, do you love me? Do you like me? Do you this? But then you can't control about how you feel. You lose control with how you feel. If you don't have control in how you feel, you're going to always be miserable. 98% of us do not control how we feel. Our feelings come from our outside sources. We are triggered. Our feelings come from because we think we have buttons to push. Somebody pissed me off. Somebody this. Somebody this. Your feelings come from your boss pissing you off. You have control over how you feel. How you feel is how you think. It's your thoughts that generate your feelings. It's your perception that generate your thoughts, that generate your feelings. You do have control of how you feel. If you want to feel good. Okay, let me say something, right? So, again, I like to consider myself as a conscious man, a conscious person. Meaning I'm aware, okay? Meaning I'm very aware. I don't care what's going on around me. If I choose to feel something, is what I'm going to feel. If I choose to be happy, I'm going to be happy. If I choose to be joyful, I'm going to be joyful. I don't care what's going on. Nothing controls how you feel but you. It's your power. You can't control anything outside, but you have to be able to control what goes inside. Inside of you is your feelings. This is you. But many of us don't think that we can, and that's the problem. Many of us, somebody trigger us. We make excuses for, well, I only get angry. I heard somebody told me once, multiple times. Hey, thanks, Chrome Goddess. I heard somebody told me once, Kirk, I'm mad at you. You can't be mad at me. You're just mad. You're just directing your anger at me. But in reality, you're not mad at me. You're just mad. To be mad at me, that means you're crazy. You must be crazy because you cannot be mad at me. It's impossible. You think you are, and you think that you are mad at me. You are just mad. I mean, you hate. I hate you. No, you hate. You could put me all day. Listen, you could make an excuse for your life and put me as an object in your hate. But in reality, you just hate. You could put me as the object to your anger or to your resentment. But in all reality, if there's no anger or resentment or guilt or stuff in there, then you cannot do it. You can't feel it. You can only feel what's inside. Does that make sense? You could be angry all day and think that I'm angry at her and the traffic and this. But in all reality, you're just angry. It's only what's inside could come out. And you using me to make your anger come out, that's your fault. I'm serious. We mad at ourselves because we don't have control. I'm telling you, over others. Listen, you have to understand this. When you start to take, one of the things that I've learned